Hey Commanders, today Jordan and I are going to play good old-fashioned Targets of Opportunity, but we're going to play it with version 2 rules. So, slight differences is we're not using the full version 2 army building. We're just going to run off of 1.1 FFOR list because he's playing his resistance, hiking over here, and I'm playing some non-statted PHR units. So we'll get army list and then we'll get on with this. In the dark corner over here, I need more light back here. Jordan's brought a Thunderstorm with a level 4 commander. It's also got a trio of flame wagons and a Kraken. And then his first vehicle detachment is a trio of gun wagons and a Kraken. His second vehicle detachment, more flame wagons.
Gun wagons.
More gun wagons, I'm sorry, and a Kraken. Then he has resistance bands, 4 resistance fighters, 4 occupation veterans in battle buses with AA. One has a rocket launcher. Both with rocket launchers. And a Kraken. Then he has some Marine Force Recon, and they are running in a Raven right there. And then his Rusted Fist, I'm moving all over the place. He has 2 AA mounted Lifthawks carrying 2 Zukavs and 2 Mehmeds. Okay, I brought a level 3 Zeus with a Hyperion escorting it on a Neptune. Then I have 2 Phobos on a Neptune. Next up, I have 2 Immortals and a Triton and 2 Aether on a Neptune. My next Immortal squadron is 2 Immortals and a Triton, 2 Helios on a Neptune. I have a Heavy Pantheon, 2 Odins and 2 Enyos sharing a Nord. And then for my Pegasus group, I have 2 Valkyrie driving on in a Juno and 2 Valkyrie in a Triton. So we'll be back after turn 1. We've wrapped up a riveting turn 1, as turn 1s in Dropzone often are. Apparently I can't zoom back out though. There we go. Wow, it was complicated. Okay, so a lot of basic deployment, but because we're playing version 2, we've got the joys of drop and shoot. My Hyperion came on here, and with infinite range, shot at the backward facing, no, that's the right way. Back hatches this down. Shot at the Thunderstorm, and of course rolled a 1. Needed a 5 after all things said and done. But somehow the Zeus was not in range. Goodness gracious, my zooming is messing up. I did pummel this building back here with my Enyo and my Odins and my Nord. And the Enyos did considerable amounts of damage. Demo is a real deal. It's definitely the way to go. I'm kind of scared to see what these Mehmeds do come their activation. Jordan's just moving up board. You didn't really get anything on the table. Your Zukavs are out. Everything else is just kind of getting into position, right? Marine Force Recon did get in that structure that I pounded. I did drop some collateral damage on them and took out 3 of them. So diminished that force ever so slightly. Did 13 to the 30-point structure, which is impressive considering how muted Demo is now in version 2 to hammer out that much damage. I feel is
Demo is not muted at all. Demolishing buildings with units that
regular units. Yes. Right. All right. Did I miss anything? You got anything to add for turn 1 here?
No.
All right. Well, we'll be back after turn 2. We have wrapped up turn 2. What the heck, man? My zoom feature is still not working. I'm just going to walk over there and zoom in on the dice manually. So the first thing you might notice is some real estate has been renovated. My Enyos did a job with the assistance of my Odins and my Nord of taking care of that building, which was at the time full of 4 stands of resistance fighters. So how'd that all come to be? What happened was this Raven picked up the Praetorians that were here, slipped over into this structure. The Zukavs back here placed their fire, where are the Zukavs? So they are. Placed their fire on my Triton, downing it, forcing my Immortals to go in there. He then rushed his battle buses up and dropped in his occupation veterans into this building. So that's going to be a very lopsided CQB come turn 3. However, when this structure went, it took one of the battle buses with it and eliminated that objective. So back here, he is trying to do some demo work on this building, which will get much easier now that his meds are on the table. However, thanks to an incredibly accurate shot from my Hyperion, he's down 1 Mehmed. His Thunderstorm is also back here. This structure, just now loaded with Immortals, is sitting at 8 damage. This one, loaded with Valkyrie, is at 3. And my Valkyrie back here, off of the Juno, just entered into this structure. So I have infantry on 3 objectives and contesting a 4th. The resistance is in a weird spot right now. Flame wagons are back here. They'll be in range to do some damage if I don't find the objectives this turn here.
Outflanked would be a good word.
Yeah. Rarity for the PHR to be able to succeed at that.
Not really.
I'm going to say it's a bad general on the resistance side. We are putting the version 2 rules through paces today. We are definitely answering some questions about stuff as far as deployment, activation, CQBs, collateral damage. So it's nice to be able to get a good game in and actually not feel rushed to be able to beat up on the rules a little bit. Anything I missed here of turn 2, or are we ready to move on?
I think we're ready to move on.
All right, we'll be back after 3. Turn 3's wrapped up. You know, what looked like it was going to be a landslide victory for the PHR is turning into still a bit of a dogfight here, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So I activated and found this objective immediately, passed it to my Juno. I also found this objective back here, got it in the Triton, flew it backboard here, but as you'll notice, there's no Triton. Not because of that lift hawk, because those gun wagons got out and managed to pop it, and rolled a 6 to destroy it in air, so I lost the objective. So, what are we looking at? These Valkyrie jumped from this building over to this building. It's taken a little bit of fire from... actually, it was a very bad set of fire from the Thunderstorm. 3 1s in that roll. That's why the Thunderstorm's got 2 damage sitting on it and only 1 collateral damage. So, that was not great. Up here, this building is getting pummeled. And most of the Valkyries in it are dead. But I still have occupier advantage. So, over here, we were looking at a 3-up because of the battle bus for these Praetorians to find it. The veterans spent their time wiping out my Immortals. And it took all 54 dice to do it because of a stand firm that gave me a 6 to get hit. I don't think you lost anything in that, though, because I went all against Marine Force Recon, and they dodged everything. But the Recon failed to find the objective, and these Aether back here managed to slip out and destroy the battle bus, which means there's no transport there to provide an additional bonus. So now they're still looking on a 4-up going into turn 4. Jordan did place a monorail between the buildings, but he hasn't had a chance to activate to get in there. So we're going to kind of see what happens next turn here. Right now the PHR are leading 1-0. This building has 2 DP left on it. It's going to be all about initiative, I think.
It is.
So we'll come back after 4, and this game might be over. Turn 4, we're calling it because this smoldering pile of wreckage here is all that remains of the resistance infantry from this engagement. I won initiative with a 6, so my first activation was to activate 2 open transports. The Juno and the Neptune over here. Volley of reaction fire from the Lift Hawk and the gun wagons could not bring it down. It snagged the Juno, ran off the board, put me up 2-0. Along with that, my heavy group activated. All I needed was the Enyos, needed 2 damage on the structure. They did 3 times that, brought the structure to the ground, killing everything inside. So, at that point, the resistance have no infantry on table, meaning that all they can do is prevent me from getting this one, which we rolled dice. I missed the search. It's half dead. There's a Thunderstorm. There's not a conversation to be had at this point. He's gonna demo that building. So it becomes a 2-0 PHR win. I don't even know if there's a kill point swing. We didn't kill much of anything.
Right. I mean, there could be by the end of the game, but who knows how that's going to go.
Well, that would require us to actually just sit around shooting stuff, and I mean, at that point,
It's not a tournament game.
right.
We're pretty even now, so numbers are it's going to stay pretty even.
Yeah, my kills, my deaths consist of 2 Tritons and some infantry stands. That's all I've lost. You've got what, a wagon, a couple of Mehmeds. I mean, it was not a killy game for targets of opportunity. So that was full on version 2 rules. Demo is different. I didn't feel like my infantry were going to die just because they went into a structure, which was a nice change of pace.
Yes.
So that works. I commented to you as soon as like my brain processed the open transports that is a game changer, because that, had I not been able to activate those and go off board with my first activation and level the building at the same time, we'd still be playing. Because I'd had to have chosen, and I would have chosen to get the objective off for points and then hoped that you didn't find it again. So that worked out pretty well. That's a big game changer. I mean, not a lot else really changed. Drop and shoot didn't break anything. We got some shots off.
No, I like drop and shoot.
I think drop and shoot is a great addition to the game. CQB, allocating all of your dice to one target doesn't change anything.
It makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm pretty excited. I'm looking forward to version 2. I would like to see more solid version 2 rules, and I would like to explore the list building a little more.
Mm-hmm.
We use the regular battle line approach because you can't really do anything else unless you're using the version 2 list building.
Mm-hmm.
So if anyone's out there is going to get together a version 2 beta army builder, comment below. Let me know. Give me a link. We'd love to test it out because we're lazy. I mean, we could build list. I am just lazy.
We could probably build a Excel spreadsheet. Pretty easy to do some list building anyway.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be extremely hard. It'd just be a matter of, do we have the will? All right, well, it's nice to win a game of Dropzone every now and then. You got any final thoughts?
Save it for the after action.
Are we doing an after action?
I don't know. Do you want to do an after action?
If you want to sit around and BS about version 2 rules, we can, but I think we did that one really long battle report before with a couple of short games where we talked about a lot of the rules. This is really just, I don't know, there's a lot to talk about that we didn't cover up in the post game that we already did here.
Right. I know the version 2 changes. I do like that they force more. I feel like it's always been a tactical game, but it forces the hard tactical choices a lot more now.
Yeah, you've said that a few times, and it did both sides of the table. There were a couple of times where it's like, I got to react to that, or that could cost me the game.
Like even more so than normal on every activation. I'm like, I get this if I do this. I get this if I do this. Like both sides. There's more. You are forced to make offensive and defensive choices a lot more.
It certainly makes some of the units feel more their role too. The demo units feel really important now. It's not that they weren't before. It was just before, UCM, I could run on 6 katanas and just blast stuff and not care about demo. It wasn't that big a deal. Those Enyos. I love collateral damage. I love collateral damage versus falling masonry. I think it makes more sense. And it makes those demo units just feel devastating.
Yes. Yeah, demo units weren't made any better, but
the results of what they do was made a lot better.
The Helios being an extremely effective demo unit isn't there anymore.
Right. It was barely an effective AA unit for me this game.
Well, I had one dead pretty early.
Yeah. Battle cam. Actually, it's kind of fun sweeping through the map like that. Yeah, definitely. Looking forward to trying out more of the stuff that we haven't yet. I want to try the different formation or the different formations and start messing with the list building a little more. But we didn't do any flame. You brought the flame wagons, but they just never got onto the table to do anything. But we did a lot of flaming in the last game, so we know that's pretty effective. So.
Well, I just didn't get them up board quick enough.
Right.
I was stupid and committed my flame units to the same side of the board that I committed my...
Your demo units?
No, my infantry too.
Oh. Yeah, that would be a tactical error. Yeah, well, I think too with you coming on the 2 battle buses, you had all your infantry lumped together. And it shouldn't have been a big deal though. You had these 3 objectives right here. I was just waiting to see where your infantry came before I brought on my Enyos because I knew I was going to have to try to pop wherever you were going after. I think that was the big advantage for me is I was able to have infantry in all 4 objective buildings at once. And because I was pummeling you back here, you ended up kind of clustered here.
Yeah, your infantry were actually slow enough getting into stuff that I didn't demo as early as I could have because there was nothing to demo.
I like how you say they were slow enough. They moved at best possible speed for the PHR, sir.
The Valkyries moved in pretty fast. They were on light drop ships and they could fast rope.
They can't fast rope.
They can't fast
Sirens
rope.
fast rope. Valkyries just have a 4-inch move off the drop ship.
Right.
So 5 inches off the drop ship. Which is still a big deal. It's basically fast roping.
Yeah. Not quite, but almost.
Almost. All right, well, we'll wrap this up. And everybody, thanks for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe, share, all the other stuff that all the other YouTube people ask you to do all the time that you probably don't do. Do it for us, because someone's got to be making version 2 Dropzone battle reports, so I guess it's going to be us. This is what you get.
Sorry.
We apologize. But yeah, please do like, comment, share. If you've got questions about the rules or things that you'd like us to go into more detail on or answer directly, go ahead and ask. Start a conversation. We're happy to answer what we can, and we've got a whole community of people we can ask if we don't know. So till next time, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you later.